Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring Red Purple Luffy, a brand new 6K leader that came in Structured Deck 10. Today, we're going to be looking at my OP05 deck list, which includes Nami and Whitebeard, let alone Radical Beams at full capacity. Get ready, it's going to be a little bit spicy. Either way, let's dive into it. With Nami being back in the format, she gives this deck a ridiculous amount of search potential, be it that she can pull out your 2K counters inside of your Frankies, your Usopps, your Sanjis, your Brooks, if you choose to have those as well, in which is very, very good. She also allows you to get your Choppers, your Radical Beams, and your Bad Manners Kit Course. Let alone, she gives you Zoro Joro and your 10-drop Luffy. So Nami hits a lot of cards in this list, defensive and offensively, be it for your offensive units. Zoro Joro, you kind of got to think of him like Kuzan. As soon as he hits the board, your opponent is going to want to remove him. And Luffy, ramp is very, very important. You need to ramp on your turn 4. You have to make sure you guys have enough Dawn by that turn to be able to drop Whitebeard very, very early in the game, in which you should be able to. Be it when you have 5 Dawn, if you have Miss All Sunday, she puts you to 6. On your following turn, you automatically go up to 8 Dawn. You can Dawn up with Luffy, you go to 9, you have enough Dawn to drop Whitebeard. That's insanely quick. And a lot of decks cannot deal with that. Some can, such as Sakazuki, so be a little bit mindful on when and what time you drop your units. Otherwise, they might just get removed. But at the end of the day, it's a very, very strong engine. If you are not able to get off an attack with Zoro Joro before he gets removed, you have your Basil Hawkins to guarantee Dawn. You have Miss All Sunday to guarantee Dawn. Now you may notice we're not running Queen, in which in that slot we have Useless Captain Kid. For those of you out there who can afford to buy Queen, considering Queen is actually really expensive right now, this is a good substitute. And what this card allows you to do with Khalifa, for instance, this is the Queen but for attacking. You -1 Dawn when you attack, you gain 2 cards, you discard 1, which is good. If you have Kid on the board while she attacks, you basically get to draw 2, trash 1 for free, because you get the Dawn back with Kid. The same thing with Law. If you play Law down, you -1 Dawn, Useless is on the board, you get the Dawn back for free, your opponent discards 2 cards. And it's the same concept with the 7-drop Kid. You -1 Dawn, you get it back for free, which is really, really good. And at the end of the day, you're looking to get that ramp early, that way you can snowball into the late game and keep slamming down big bodies. But either way, let's take a look at version 2 real quick, and then we'll dive into some games. In the version 2 format, we replaced the Kid with Queen, and then we replaced the Chopper with Wire. Wire has very consistent synergies with Law, with Queen, with Khalifa, and with Kid. You always have an opportunity of drawing 1 card and discarding 1 card with Wire on the board, let alone this can happen on your opponent's turn as well. But either way, let's dive into some games, and today we will be focusing on version 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to opt to go first here. This hand's not bad, considering we already have the Basil Hawkins for ramp, which is going to be really, really huge here, especially considering we have Whitebeard as well. So we can play pretty strongly into Blue-Black Sakazuki. Let's see what he opts to take here. Sherry away. Drew Borsellino discarded it for something else for his ability. Okay, fair. So I don't know what he got, actually. Unfortunate. I assume he takes this hit. And when he does, we'll drop down a Chopper here. Yeah, I don't know what he drew. That was pretty smart on his part, I guess. It allowed him to get a free card without telling me what it was, which is kind of neat. Now, Chopper in this build setup, I think is very, very good, especially considering it's a low-cost blocker in which you don't normally have a lot of spare Dawn to use with Luffy. So getting a cheap blocker out is pretty good. Unfortunately, it is very susceptible to removal in terms of Hound Blaze and a lot of Sakazuki's cards without having to do a minus effect. Thankfully, we get another Chopper here off the trigger, so can't complain too much. We'll throw out I know it makes sense to get rid of the Hawkins here because math, but let's just throw down a 2K counter and move on with the day. Yeah, that'll work out. It's fine. All right, so we'll throw down Hawkins here. And then we will remove the brand new first, just in case. I know they don't play a lot of triggers in which that make me susceptible to removal. I guess at the end of the day, he could have an Ice Age pop up there, but it's not really going to help him when it comes to Hawkins. Okay. I'm not sure why you're trying to remove him right now, to be honest. It's just the... Okay. That seemed like a waste to me, but alright, bud. Whatever works for you. You also didn't get an attack in that turn. That just seemed very, very counterintuitive. Now, thanks to the Basil Hawkins turn, it set us up for the new gate. Considering that we basically ramped 3 Dawn, which is crazy, because our Luffy leader ability as well, and then the Dawn that we automatically get from the turn. It's just nuts. It goes up from 5, and then my turn goes up to 7, and then with the extra Dawn from Basil, makes me 8. With Luffy leader, that's 9. This early on turn 4. It's pretty disgusting. Now he has to deal with this. And he already used 2 greater eruptions in the previous turn. I think Newgate is probably going to stick around for a little bit. Take Rob Lucci back, right? No, Kobe. Okay. Maybe we'll have a way to deal with this. Is he going to play the other one's ability here? No, he's going into attack. He has to go to 8, though. So if he goes to 8k, my guess is he activates the other Moncheria's ability to get back another card from the trash here. I'm not sure what he's thinking here. So he wouldn't have the necessary Dawn to remove Whitebeard, even with an Ice Age. He would need Ice Age and 3,000 Worlds to remove it, or Ice Age and some greater eruptions. Nope. Sure. Get rid of the 2K here. Oh, that's perfect. That's really, really good. We get the Law here as well. Let's go ahead and attach a Dawn. Let's remove his board. I know this might seem a little wild to you, but these cards give you so much value in Blue-Black Sakazuki. We're just going to remove everything. We'll attack into one of them and then remove the Rebecca. And then I'll just use Luffy to attack into the other one. This man has a library in his hand right now, so giving him 2 more free cards off life is not really what I want to do. Especially when I can drop the Law here and I can play Khalifa at the same time. I am in a very, very good spot to just sit on this and take some damage. I don't necessarily mind here. Get my free Dawn up. Law played his ability as well. We got rid of 2 really nice cards. Take the Usopp here as well for the 2K. And then we'll probably play down a Khalifa. Khalifa allow me to recycle my hand, or at least draw 2. Which I think I'm okay with. Let's go ahead and deploy this and pass turn. So now he has to answer Whitebeard, or he's probably going to lose in the following turn. Because I can go all out on my next turn here if I wanted to. With no blockers on his board and probably not enough counter in hands. He's in trouble. There you go. That works. He needed at least an Ice Age or 1,000 Worlds to get rid of Whitebeard. This way is more expensive, but he does get a body on board. Which is beneficial to him right now in this scenario. Please attack me, though. Thank you. I'll take both of these. I don't think... actually, no. We're not going to take both. We're going to block 1. Take this one. He throws out his leader. I mean, we have no choice here anyway, but yeah. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, buddy. And the Rad Beam. Let's go. I'm trying to think, how can we do this here? like math real fast. Hold on. We have 10 Dawn. I think what I'd have to do would... I'd have to hit him for 4K with Khalifa. But I can't do that without attaching a Dawn to activate her effect and play Monkey D. Luffy at the same time. Let's go 5. If I take 1 life... Alright, we win the game. That's it. Just on the way this card works, we remove all 10 Dawn here. It's so satisfying to hear. I'm sorry. Alright. We don't get to do that yet. We can actually do this. Now we get another free Dawn here. Now we do 9K with Luffy, and then 12K into that. Boom. This should be game, right? I mean, technically he could have enough counter in hand, but realistically, I don't think he does. If he does, he wins next turn, but nah, yep. I'm liking this guy, man. He wanted to stay for round 2. Either way, our hand does not look good at all. It does not look good at all. I probably shouldn't have kept this one. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Draw Inso and Hawkins. This is going to be really, really solid then. As long as you get that early game ramp, you should be fine. But you just need to hit that ramp spike on your Dawn 4 or your Dawn 5 turn, and you'll be solid. Most of the time. We're going to take this hit. I don't see why we wouldn't. I was hoping we get a ramp up off the trigger there, but I guess not. It's not looking good. Double Nami as well. It's looking rough. But we have to attack and then drop the Basil. There's no way I can skip this. Like, realistically, I want to, but it just slows you down to not have the ramp card. There we go. We'll pass here. Now, I may look into dropping Khalifa on the following turn. That way she can synergize well with Kid, giving me 2 cards for free with no Dawn. Okay, 2 Ice Ages already. 2 2Ks, 2 Ice Ages, Porcelino, and Rebecca. Okay, that's not bad. Anyway, if I played a Khalifa and followed up with a Kid, every time I neg a Dawn, it comes back for free and I get to draw 2, which is really, really good. But the odds of that sticking on board might be pretty slim. Let's use this real quick. I know it's counterintuitive, but we did get the ramp up, so basically we got the player for 1 Dawn by negatively 1, which is not that bad. And I don't have Whitebeard in hand here, so the way I'm going to get him is by drawing into him, because I only have 1 life left. See if we can actually reach that point. So he has 8 cards in hand right now, which is pretty spooky. There we go. Debating on here. See what I'm saying? I probably, yep. Man, sometimes it'd be like that though. We get the Luffy. So I mean, that's pretty good. Whitebeard was coming up next, so I guess we'll go with Kid here. Or sorry, not Kid, but Khalifa. Leave up 1 Dawn for the Rad Beam. We'll pass here. So now we have an option. He's going to remove the Missile Sunday. At least that's probably what his play should be. Bare minimum. And I'm thinking about saving her. Normally, I would highly advise you don't waste your triggers, not triggers, but your cards on her. Just let her go. But in this scenario, he can spend more cards to actually try to get this to be removed. I'm in no real danger here, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this happen. But sometimes you might be in that position where you need a body on board. And you have to protect her, otherwise you could possibly lose. That's the only option in which I would say go ahead and defend for her. Otherwise, just let her go. She came in, she did her thing, she got the low value, and that's all she needs to do. Sweet. It's looking good. Let's go ahead and get that ramp up real quick. We'll get the 6K in. We can play the kid down, right? We can draw 2 with Khalifa. -1 Don, get the Don back for free with the kid. What don't I need here? I think that was kind of obvious. Throw away Zoro Zoro. Just in case we're able to actually use the chopper. If not, we discard fodder for the bad manners. Oh snap. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it till now. I must have accidentally selected the wrong Frankie. That's supposed to be the other Frankie from this OP05 set. That's my bad. I was wondering, I was like, wait a minute. But that's okay. It's all good. It wouldn't really change the deck anyhow. It just, I would have had a little bit more consistent draw there with that Nami, unfortunately. But it's okay. Surprised he actually let a Basil go through there. We have a lot of counter in hand. I just noticed that. Like a lot. Hound Blaze here. Now I would assume he'd attack into either the Khalifa or the Basil Hawkins to minus the... Oh, wait, what? Why? Okay, there you go. Alright. I was wondering why he removed the Nami there with the Hound Blaze, but okay. Yeah, why did you do that? Am I missing something, or did he just make a huge misplay there? I think it seemed a little bit more reasonable to attack with the Kuzan minus the kid at the end of the day. He could have kept up a Nami, and Khalifa could have died at the end of it, right? I don't know. I'll have to watch it back and see. I think he just made a big misplay, but, you know, each their own. Because he could have attacked into me with that 7K instead of the Khalifa and left the Nami on board. But we are going to let her go anyway, so it doesn't matter here. There's no reason to protect this. As much as I'm thinking about it, we're just going to let it go. Because in my following turn here, I think we just win. He's tapped out. He has no blockers on board. 7 cards in hand. Can he protect himself with a 9K Luffy? Right? 9K? 1, 2... Yeah, 9K and a 12K Luffy. I don't know if we can do it. Point of thinking. Alright, let's see what happens here. We're gonna go 6 here first. I think that's just no question. Gonna give this to me or what? See, what I think here is, if I would attack into him, I think he'd guard that, no question. Like, I think he would guard it. But the Kuzan here... Oh. There we go. Cool. Thanks for that, buddy. So I threw out a 2K, so 6 cards in hand left. We'll get a free Dawn for Luffy's ability. Ramp up 2 here. And we'll get Luffy's done, which doesn't matter at this moment in time. But this will set us up to 9, and then we get a 12k attack following turn. I think this is the same way we beat him last time. What do? Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Pretty excited. I do hope we can play some games today versus Kainu, or Sakazuki, if you will. I feel like he's the more difficult one in the format besides Enel right now. But hey, each their own. Either way, let's go ahead and get this attack in here real quick. I'm debating on whether or not I want to drop Law or Khalifa here. Getting Khalifa on the board allows me to at least get a couple attacks in and get some draw power. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. In hopes that they don't automatically just Thunderbolt me. That would kind of feel bad, but we'll see. They might just do it. Who knows? I think a lot of people also sleep on this card, and I don't think this card has really made like relevancy until these other decks that started coming out with this format. You didn't really see Khalifa played all too much, except for in like Iceberg, let's be honest. And there's a Thunderbolt. They got the Thunderbolt, unfortunate. Alright, so he does do the Thunderbolt here. Gets rid of the Sanji off the life. Which I think I'm okay with. At the end of the day. I think it's fine. I'll take this hit. Opponent thinking? Oh, okay. Wow. Doing that mad early. I'm okay with that. So now they get to stack their life here. And there's a possibility that I don't really care what they have on top of their trigger stack here, because I have no cards on board right now. So whether it's a Sanji or Brule, it doesn't really matter at this point. We do get the Basil Hawkins for more ramp. We also have Miss All Sunday here as well. I think the play will probably be Miss All Sunday into the Radical Beam, if possible. But let me see if they decide to take this hit or not, because we also have a Law here. You see what I'm saying? We have a chance at making them discard 2. Let's go for 6. Because remember, they stack their trigger. So I'm assuming that trigger is possibly another Thunderbolt. If they don't take the hit. Because if they do take the hit, it's probably a card they can play on the board, right? Alright. So my guess is it's probably going to be a Thunderbolt. Let's do the Miss All Sunday here. This will allow me to draw one that we can use Basil for later for a counter. But I also gain access to Radical Beam for 1 Dawn up, so that's pretty good. Or the Nami. Okay, that's not so bad. I think we'll probably save that for Radical Beam. Because right now I don't necessarily need the Nami, I don't think, but I could be a little bit more aggressive with it. Ooh, that was almost bad. Let's take the 2k counter here. I don't need the Zoro Joro at this time. Alright, let's see what he wants to do. I'm going to assume when he does attack, he'll just rotate life from the bottom again. And then cycle cards from his hands and leave the one that's already on top on top. Because he took the bottom life, yeah, fair. Okay. So it's a possibility the second one here is the Thunderbolt. I kind of want to take this. That's nice. Alright, cool. I don't know if we'll make use out of this time around, but we'll see. It might be a bad idea to drop it, depending on if he gets his big moms or not. But I need to get him down to 1 or 0 life before we even play the Luffy. That way it's easier for me to just get a second turn and go for game. Opponent thinking. Coming at me for 6. I'll take this as well with Basil Hawkins. That was one of the easiest blocks in my life, right? Okay. Sparrow. We can ramp up here to go to 10. We could have an opportunity of dropping the Luffy. Maybe we'll force his hand and see what he's got. Because my hand is pretty solid right now. I have a lot of defensive options in terms of counters, Rad Beam, and the Bad Manners here. And I don't need any of these other cards at this moment in time. We don't need the lead performer. I don't need Law. So we'll go ahead and get these attacks in, and then we'll probably drop the Luffy. He had a Soul Focus from that, which is pretty good. But it doesn't really do him any good if I'm already at 0 life, right? So that's good to know. Go ahead. Yep. So that trigger on top here must be something in which he wants to prolong for later. If you're stacking triggers, you put something up there that's relatively good or going to be useful for you. We'll force him to do it here then. We'll see what it is. Let's go ahead and get that free Dawn from Luffy. We got a lot of counter right now. Like a lot of counter. What you gonna do it here? Okay. Yep. See? What'd I say? I knew it was gotta be something. That's fair. It's okay. I think Nami is pretty good here. I don't want the chopper. I think I'm gonna take the 2K instead. Because he does run, what's the card called? Top of my head. The yellow 2K counter that allows him to destroy 1-drops. I forgot what it's called. But you guys know what I'm talking about. We've already seen it already. I think we have. Maybe he hasn't dropped it, but you know what I mean. Strusen. So I'd rather go ahead and get the 2K counter just to be safe. Opponent going 7K here. That's not bad. But you're going to have to go 8 here, bud. You're just going to have to go 8. You know I have the 2K in hand from the Nami. If he goes 8, it forces me to throw out more cards. So I'd imagine he'd actually want to go 8 here. We've already got rid of 2 veggies, which is good. Got a curry. That's a little awkward. You already know what that top life is, though. Like, he knows he put it there, right? Questionable. Is it worth taking this hit? He can't rush. He has more life than me. 3 Dawn left. He can have a Brûlée possibly, or a Thunderbolt. I kind of want to know what that card is. Okay, cool. Another counter card. Goes up for 8. There you go. We should have done that in the first place. We'll just Rad Beam instead. There's no reason to pitch 2 cards here. That's fine. Nice. By the way my hand's looking, we might just have this game already. Unless Big Mom can be an issue. I don't think so. But I have to take his life right now before he plays it. Let me go 6. So I'm not going to play anything out of hand here. So we'll attack with 12 first in case it's another veggie. Just in case. Sure, I'll trash my top life. Why not? Because you remember, he put that life there. He knew it was there. He could have rotated the life out when he attacked last turn. That's why I was confused. There's no way you don't block. Oh, okay. Oh, good game, bud. That's it. Because no matter what he does in this scenario here, I have the counter in hand. If he drops a Big Mom, he dons himself out, right? Arrow Sparrow, sure. Play on the law here just in case. Now, in any case, if he plays down Big Mom, he gains 1 life. He dons himself out. He can only swing once here with Katakuri in that regard, which we can easily block. And the following turn, he has no blockers on board to contend with my 12k. So he has to win right now. I don't think he can. Better go 8 this time. He's going to have to force Dawn out of my hand here at the very least. 7's not going to cut it. By the way, we do have the Bad Manners, which we can pitch for lead performer here. Then everything else is just a counterplay. I think we have 15k power here. Math. Yeah, 15k. There goes an 8. I don't really want to block with Law right now, so we'll just do it this way. Even if he drops another Katakuri, like, try to catch me off guard at some point, you know what I mean, for another attacker or what have you, he doesn't gain rush. He doesn't have a lower life than me, so. We'll just pitch the same thing here. Frankie and the kid. It's another 8k. There we go. So now he either can go 8, 6, or sorry, 8 and 7. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. Opponent thinking 7k. Questionable, but still. Okay, so he has 2 Dawn active. So that means he has Sovereignty ready to go. That boosts Big Mom to 10k, right? Let's go ahead and get that out of his hand real quick then. Get my free Dawn first, thank you. Always forget about that. There's no other reason why to leave up the 2 Dawn there at all. Yep. Sure. Is that game? That's game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this build. Please let me know your thoughts, your opinions, changes, any direction that you guys have been playing with this deck differently than me. Let me know what you guys have been running, if it's been working for you, all that good stuff. Also, make sure you click this little save button next time, because I totally forgot, and we were running with we call it the other Frankies instead. I didn't notice it until it was way later, but you know, at the end of the day, it does matter when it comes to the search engine, because you were able to pull those out with Nami. But I had the wrong ones in, so we weren't able to get that. Either way, the build still worked as I thought it would. It did pretty well. There are some changes in which, like I said, I will be making to it. But anyway, this has been Pawseplays. Remember to smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe for future content when it comes to all things One Piece. I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.